Listen, we can't be in covenant if we don't have agreements concerning the same thing. The problem with Nigeria is we have a situation whereby we are a multi-tribed nation. And we want everyone to subscribe to the same kind of thinking. It can't happen because we don't have the same God. We can't work in covenant together. We can't have the same focus. Because when you have the same God, having the same God determines what is right and what is wrong. If Allah will be our God, if the God of the Christians will be our God, if Oya will be our God, if Songo will be our God, every nation that must walk with covenant. Listen, nations walk by the presence of covenants. Nation building is a product of covenants. Say it after me, say covenants. And listen, the way God builds families is the way nations are built. Listen, you can't build a successful business. Look at me and hear this. There are many of you financially, you're struggling. You know why? If you cannot handle and build a family, you can't build a business successfully. The principles are the same. The principles are the same. If you can't subscribe to the same principle, the same focus, it's going to be difficult for you to build a business or to build a nation. The principle by which God builds nation is the same principle of family. And listen to me, it's a wrong thing, it's an evil thing for a Christian to marry a non-believer. Not even for money. When you do that, when you make that kind of a mistake, there are problems that you will live with for the rest of your life. There are things you can't become. You cannot give birth to proper children again. You give birth to mixtures. In 2019 and in 2018, the world experienced one of the greatest shockers. An animal gave birth in 2018 in December. Another one happened in 2019. An animal gave birth to a child with human head. And that looks like the greatest mystery. It happened in 2018, it happened in 2019. And when they settled down to trace it, they found out that someone had committed bestiality. In other words, a man had sex with an animal and pumped his sperm into the womb of the animal. And they were watching what they will give birth to. It was a beast that came out. Had the head of a human being, complete head of a human being, but the whole body, an animal. In other words, that kind of a person cannot fit into the animal space and cannot fit into the human space. That's the exact thing that happens to you when you're unequal. Look at this picture now. These two animals are the same species. They are equally yoked. They can have the same focus. They can do the same thing. If you look behind, you will see that there is something they are pulling. It's easier because they have the same nature. They can do that together. Now imagine an unequally yoked. Don't worry, I will have told them to get that picture for us. Imagine this bull with an elephant. Can their movement be proper? Their movement will be dislocated. Because that's the exact thing that happens when you marry an unbeliever. It says, be not unequally yoked together with an unbeliever.